Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. As always, I am your host, Joshua David. And if you're just tuning in, we were talking about how the markets function, how they work, and it's based off of supply and demand, how to manage capital properly, but most importantly, how to follow the big institutions, the smart money, or we can call it the elephant in the room. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. I also like to make it easy. Text the word invest to the number 484848. You receive a link back to register for the free class when you attend. Don't forget, you're going to get that financial quick start kit. Al, as you wanted to get into this next topic here, there are really two types of investors. It's really people that do well and people that struggle. So let's talk about some of the pitfalls or the reasons why people struggle in the market, but let's also get into why and how people can have the opportunity to have success in these financial markets.
Yeah, I think what the primary reason, or one of the primary reasons that some people struggle and other people don't, other people have financial security, is this. If you spend the money you make, you're always going to struggle financially. If you spend the money your money makes, then you have the opportunity for financial security, the opportunity to build wealth, which means you probably have to do something different than you're doing. You need to make sure that you got more money coming in than is going out, which means for a lot of people that are still working, they have to do something to generate some additional income, some additional cash. And we're not talking about going out and finding a second, third, or fourth job, but what about just an additional source of income? A lot of people look at the financial markets as a way of doing that. You know, I mentioned that in that last segment, I started talking about elephants, Josh, and really what we're doing with our students is we're showing them you cannot fight an elephant, but you can ride an elephant.
I have done that. I did that in Sri Lanka. You can. I have proof. You can ride an elephant.
Yeah, you can ride an elephant, and the elephant was fine with that. But for the most part, we're compared to an elephant, we're like a flea. The elephant, those are the big guys. Those are the people that have billions and even trillions of dollars to put into the market. The great thing for us is that we can be like a flea on the elephant. Let's just ride the elephant. We don't have to try to stop it or fight it. Just find out what they're doing, the smart money or the elephants, just find out what they're doing and then basically do the same thing. So ride the elephant, don't try to fight it. And what we always talk about is how to identify a quality trade, a quality position, because even though I mentioned earlier that the guys in the class have said they wanted to make money in the market, that is true. We all want to make money in the market, but that shouldn't be the first consideration. That will come. It's risk management that is number one. But if you're looking for additional income, how do you do that? What is the way that you can achieve that? If you're looking at the financial markets, there are a number of different ways you can do that. Wall Street advisors will pretty much put you into a type of a portfolio that is not intended to generate short-term income. It's more of a long-term hold, which is fine for your long-term retirement money. We show you how to do that actually with the potential for better returns. But let's talk more about the short-term needs. How do you do that? You can use the same assets and the same strategies that the big players are using, the smart money, the elephant, so to speak, and those are available to us. We can use them, but you need to have the right education. You need to be exposed to them, which Wall Street isn't doing. It's much easier for them to put you into something like a mutual fund. Or why do most of the big firms have proprietary funds that they put their clients into? It's because their advisors really haven't been trained or just aren't good at making individual stock decisions. So there's a portfolio that you're put into. You're probably run through a computer program, and then you're put into something with thousands or hundreds of thousands of other people, really managed by somebody you don't know. We think a better way to do it is to learn how to make choices on your own based on what Josh has mentioned before. That's supply and demand. That is a law. It's an economic law that can't be argued. When there's more demand or more buyers for something, price will go up. When there's more sellers or supply of something, price goes down. The key then is to be able to identify where the buyers are, where the sellers are. That's what we identify with a core foundational strategy that we have called core strategy. It times the changes in price in the markets. It shows you where the buyers are, shows you where the sellers are. That's basically where the elephants are making their plays. you should be able to identify that with a high degree of accuracy so you can just go right along with what the people that are moving price are doing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that, the law of supply and demand. And think of the law of supply and demand kind of like the law of gravity. If you're going to throw a ball up in the air, you know it will come down. That's the law of gravity. It's just the fact of the matter. Now, what you can do with that is you can anticipate where that ball might land. So that way you can go and try to catch that. That's the same thing in the financial markets. You have the law of supply and demand, which is going to help you identify or anticipate potential entry points and where the institutions, the smart money, is actually buying and selling. And where you identify that is on a price chart. So you need a strategy to do that. And Al, the fact of the matter too is people are looking for more income potential in the markets, and they're searching for the market to do that. So if you want to learn more about different techniques and strategies for income potential, Al teaches investing classes. And when you call in, actually, I'm gonna just do a text here. When you text right now, you're going to receive 2 tickets for the class. It's a physical class here in Bloomington, but you're also going to receive the Financial Quick Start Kit when you attend. Text the word INVEST to the number 484848. You receive a text back right away. Make sure to click the link and pick a date. You'll receive the Quick Start Kit and 2 tickets for the class. So, Al, you mentioned short-term assets. I mean, the markets right now, all-time highs.
Mm-hmm.
And the likelihood of this to continue, it's a possibility, but there's a big possibility of a downturn in the markets.
There is.
So you mentioned, with people looking for income or needing income, they need short-term assets, not long-term, not buy and hold, because if buy and hold at an all-time high doesn't really make a whole lot of sense if you think about it. Now, talk about those short-term assets that you're seeing a lot of people use and come to Online Trading Academy to understand those techniques and strategies on how to have income potential.
Yeah, if you're using something that is a long-term strategy, something that you are supposed to hold on to for decades, it doesn't help you much with your short-term needs. And there are assets that are specifically, I guess, designed for those short-term needs. Maybe you need to look at something where you can bring some additional cash in, maybe weekly, daily, weekly, monthly. How do you do that with a long-term strategy that you're supposed to hold on to? If you're doing that, you're probably selling something maybe at the wrong time just to realize that cash. So there are assets, the futures market, the foreign exchange market, the options market, that are really ideal for the shorter-term needs. And our education really is designed to address both the short-term needs, the long-term wealth buildup. And that's one of the things that's unique to the Online Trading Academy, is that you have access to education, to an education path that helps you to achieve those goals, whether they're long-term or short-term. And the institutions are doing this. They are trading futures, Forex, and options. Probably the broker that you work through, their brokerage firm is probably trading those same things and making maybe the majority of their profits off of those short-term trades. Futures is a fantastic asset to trade for short-term. People that are looking for maybe even daily or weekly income. That's something that futures are really perfect for, because you're often into and out of a futures trade, sometimes the same day, sometimes within an hour, sometimes a couple of days. But if you're looking for short-term cash, you need something you can get into and get out of on a short-term basis without jeopardizing the profit potential.
Yeah, those are some new techniques, or I guess new terms for some people. Yep. And when you're teaching these investing classes, I know you get a lot of questions about, what is the futures market? What is the Forex market? What do you think is the number one thing, I guess the easiest way for somebody to understand what these other markets are? They're not new, they're just a little bit different.
Yeah, they're not new. In a way, they're new to the public, new to retail traders. It used to be really that it was just the big players that had access to these assets. Things have changed over the years. Things have changed really in our favor as retail traders over some of the bigger institutions. But it's lack of knowledge. It's just something that people haven't been exposed to. And that's what we do. We talk about, it really doesn't make any difference to us what our students decide to trade. If they want to invest in mutual funds, that's fine. If they want to invest in stock, that's fine. We have classes and assets, strategies that are designed to utilize all of those things. But what we want to do is at least make you aware of what the different choices are that are out there. and everybody is unique in their style and their personality and their goals, the time frame that they need to achieve their goals. So there may be a particular strategy that's really ideal for you that might not be ideal for the person sitting next to you. And that's really what we do. We customize an education path for each individual. And for somebody, it might be futures. That might be the asset that either gives them the greatest benefit for what they're looking for, what their ideal goals and expectations are. For other people, it might be the foreign exchange market. That's
Yeah.
the Forex market. For some, it may be options. For some, it might be a combination of those things, but at least get some exposure to them. We talk about them in the class. We'll answer your questions about what they are, why you might want to use them. We'll show you what the benefits can be for somebody, why one might be better for a particular situation or market condition than another. But just at least get some information, get some education on it, and then you can make the decision as to which asset might be the best to get you from where you are now to where you want to be in the future.
Yeah, and the great thing about these assets, I mean, the futures and Forex market are probably the biggest, the best, the baddest things out there because you have leverage. I mean, basically in stocks, stocks have their place in the market. Right now might not be the right time, but when their markets go down, that's probably the best time
Right.
to be investing in the stocks. With shorter term assets, you have leverage, as Al is talking about, using a smaller amount of capital to control much larger assets. So basically, that allows you, by the broker essentially, to start with a smaller amount of capital, and there's no limitations on how many times you can trade per week. The great thing as well is a lot of our listeners that you might be listening right now work during the day. You have the opportunity to do these in the evening. People always say, hey, I need a second job or I need a second source of income, but I don't want to go work and then be gone all the time. You have the opportunity to do this from home because what is that one thing you need that probably everybody has? Internet. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to an investing classes to understand more and learn more about these techniques. If you have objectives of income potential, and as Al was talking about earlier too, everybody is unique in their investment objectives. So I have a custom plan strictly for you. Callers 1 through 10, you're going to receive 2 tickets plus the financial quick start kit for this investing class. 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. And these are strategies to have increased performance potential in all market conditions. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back to register for this class. Make sure to pick a date in the link. You're also going to receive the quick start kit when you attend. Al, what's next?
Let's talk about what are some of the issues and the challenges that people face that impacts the quality of their retirement.
Coming up next, retirement, how to eliminate those struggles and hopefully reach those golden years of retirement. 952-814-4410. And also text the word invest to the number 484848 for 2 tickets for the investing class and the quick start kit. This is Josh and Al. We will be right back.